I can't do fake team player energy. I would rather be broke than spend even a single hour around dead-eyed coworkers talking about the weather. I don't care how stable a job is. If the people around me are spiritually bankrupt, I am out. So if your job feels like a prison full of small talk and bad lighting and shallow people, yeah, you probably need to get out of there like yesterday. It's not that I'm lazy. It's not that you're lazy. It's not that we don't want to work. It's just that we cannot afford to waste our energy on mindless NPCs in environments that drain the life out of us. Some people are not built to tolerate environments that feel fake, that feel performative, and just feel energetically off. Some people can get by doing that. I've seen it. It's true. If you're one of them, Godspeed. But if you're not, and you're still in that environment, then listen up, because what I'm going to say is probably going to help you out. You guys know what an NPC is, right? A non-player character. It's like in video games. I don't even play video games, but it's like the characters that aren't really main characters. They're just kind of like the people in the background that just bob back and forth, or just they're non-player characters. They're not the characters that you would play as the main person, non-player. Okay, you can't play them, but they're characters in the game. It's like in The Sims, there's all these people. I think it's like that. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. In real life, in our experience, NPCs are people who aren't awake to their own lives yet, who just follow rules, who gossip, play it safe. Not even because it's who they are necessarily all the time, but just because it's all they've ever known. But you know the type. It's like they literally could be. You don't even have to write the role for them. It's just like a space filler in the office almost. Do you know what I mean? Their existence is like very robotic. They just do the thing and they don't ask the questions and they follow the rules and they chase the promotions and they talk about the weather. It's mind-numbing. It's actually painful for me. It hurts to be around. And in most workspaces, this is like the dominant energy. This is almost the dominant personality. You can't have real conversations. You can't have deep connection. You can't have honest creativity. Every interaction feels like you're pretending. It is so exhausting. That's what's so draining, not even the work itself. You exhaust more energy having to interact with a bunch of mindless idiots than you do actually doing the work. That's why you come home so tired and burnt out, because you have to be fake as fuck all day. That is so exhausting. That is like soul depleting. By the way, I'm going to be sharing more insights like this with my email subscribers. If you are not already, click the link, the first one in the description. I'm also going to be having a live workshop very soon. So join my email list, because otherwise you're not going to know about it, because Lord knows YouTube does not notify all of my subscribers, even though they're my subscribers, when I put a video out. So you're not going to know. I have many subscribers that I am in communication with that told me they decided to go to my channel and they had been waiting for a video from me and it had been a while. And come to find out, I had posted like 6 videos since the last time they were notified about one. I will be letting my email list know when I have videos out and when I have workshops. Okay, back to your normally scheduled content. So as I was saying, the real cost is the energetic bankruptcy, because it's not just a job. It is your life force being drained daily. And anyone who identifies, you know how I love labels and identities talk, but anyone who identifies as spiritual, creative, and neurodivergent, these people especially will feel the overstimulation, the fake small talk, these unspoken social contracts, and the emotional labor, and how all of it takes such a toll. You come home with nothing left for your own passions, for your own work, for your own healing. You literally come home, you're completely on empty. Nothing left in the tank. And that's a horrible spot to be in, because then you don't have enough energy to even do the things that would fill you up and recharge your batteries. You're literally like comatose. You just have to come home and plug into something that's going to numb the overstimulation, all of the emotional labor. And anyone who says that's just life, well, you just gotta suck it up. Everybody's gotta work. Who's gonna do the work? Who's gonna do your plumbing? Who's gonna build the bridges? Who's gonna put out the fires? I just cannot be bothered with that type of rhetoric anymore. It's so obnoxious. It's so like ignorant. Okay, I'm not sure how many times I'm gonna have to explain this, but don't worry, because there will always be people who are not yet at a level of awakening to this realization. Like, there will always be people who don't feel the way I feel. Those are the people doing all the bullshit jobs that we don't want to do, and that we can't do, and that we cannot be bothered to do. Trust me, there will always be people to do that shit, okay? Like, you're probably one of them if you're bent out of shape about what I'm saying. So, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for your service. But what you're spouting off about is just not true for everyone. Some people are literally here to be creatives, to awaken, to shift consciousness. What do you say the same thing to the famous artists and rappers and fucking celebrities that you follow? Why don't you tell them who's gonna do your plumbing? Who's gonna mow your lawn? Who's gonna whatever the fuck? You don't whine about them being creative for a living. So stop whining at me or anyone else that is expressing themselves. We all are here for different reasons and purposes. And if you feel like you are out of place, like if you feel so discontent in your life doing what you're doing for a living that you'd honestly rather fucking end it sometimes, then it is your duty to get out of that situation and do something else, because no one is meant to live a life that miserable. And how dare you fucking guilt people about following their heart and following their dreams? Like, seriously, fuck off. There you go. Didn't know that rant was coming, did you? I didn't either, but there we went. Anyways, if you are here watching this, I imagine that you were not meant to fit into that system, okay? It wasn't designed for people like you, wasn't designed for people like me. We gotta find where we belong. You need to find where you belong, because it ain't there. Burnout is not necessarily the problem. Most burnout isn't from overworking. Like I said, it's from soul depletion. You're not breaking down because you're somehow weaker than other people that can just power through. You're breaking down because you are desperately trying to survive in a structure that rejects your truth. It rejects the way that you fundamentally operate. And that's the cost of pretending to be someone that you're not, just to get a paycheck. Somehow you have to find the courage to opt out of that system. I don't know if it's going to take a rock bottom. I don't know what it's going to take for you to get to the point that you finally say enough is enough. This isn't about quitting and doing nothing. That's not what you're going to do. You don't want to do that anyway. You have so much inside of you that wants to emerge, that wants to be expressed, that wants to be shared. So it's about redirecting your energy to what's actually yours. I bet that a lot of you want to build something of your own, to do your own thing, and you're scared. But trust me, it's not going to get any less scary the more time that you wait and the more hesitation that you have. What clarity are you waiting for? What do you think is going to happen? Where you're just waiting for courage and clarity to sprinkle down upon you from the heavens? It's not going to. And it's probably not going to look as perfect as you want it to look. There's probably going to be a lot of uncertainty. It's probably going to happen slower than you want it to. Cool. Time's going to pass either way. You have to choose to conserve your own energy so that you can create a life that feeds you instead of one that drains you. And if you are constantly being depleted to empty every day, you will never have the resources, the internal resources to do that. Somehow you've got to free up some energy. I understand that people's circumstances are different, and not everyone has as much time freedom as I do, for example. If you want help navigating this, you feel like you need someone to talk to, You feel like you need motivation, you need encouragement, you need inspiration, you can always book a call with me. That link is also in the description below, because I know that not everyone even has someone that they can talk to about this and someone to support them. A lot of people hear this kind of talk and they're going to roll their eyes because they have just accepted the system as reality. But your soul didn't come here for approval. It came here to live. It came here to have an experience that feels authentic. I hate, you guys, there's so many words that I use that are so overused and have become so like trendy and buzzwordy, and I get so annoyed even hearing myself say them. I just like want to puke, but I'm saying them. Authentic, because I don't know what else to say. But like your soul, it wants alignment. That's another one. Alignment, authentic. But like I just don't know what, and resonance, you know, like, oh my God. But that's like how you describe it. The soul came here to have an experience. It basically, your experience that you're having needs to fit that. It needs to match it, right? It needs to be in resonance, in alignment. Otherwise, there's dissonance, not resonance, dissonance. Anybody who thinks I'm full of shit and is rolling their eyes, I'm not talking to you. I don't even know why you're still here, to be perfectly honest. I'm talking to people who deep down know this truth, but they feel shame about not being able to tolerate a normal job. They feel obligated. They feel stuck. They feel trapped. The truth is, there might be steps that need to be taken to get to this point. You might need to transition into a different type of work that still isn't exactly what you'd want to be doing. But really, in the time that we're living in, you should just be able to dive right in. There's so many things that people can be doing. There's so many opportunities. You can literally create whatever you want. Whatever type of lifestyle you want, whatever way you want to be working, like, you can do it. You can do it now. That's incredible. Stop forcing yourself to participate in systems that are devaluing your essence. The first sign that you are participating in an environment that's devaluing your essence is that you're surrounded by a bunch of NPCs and you just want to blow your brains out 30 different times every day. You feel like you just can't do it anymore. Like your body and soul are rejecting this game. Your energy is your currency. Pay attention to where you are spending it. All right, you guys, that's the end of today's rant. Join me next time where we will be talking about God knows what. Anyways, if you love me so much and you want to keep chatting, join me in this video next. Otherwise, I'll see you very soon. Ciao.